Hi, I'm Derek, and I did rock, paper, scissors as my final project. So first, I'm just gonna play it for you. I'll make it a little bigger. So the first thing that you're gonna do is click begin. Okay, so after this, depending on what you want to choose, because the left hand is the user. So say you want to choose rock, then the other person, which would be the computer, would choose a random number, and the rock would beat the scissor. So the score would be 1-0, me. So next time, if you wanted to choose paper, you chose scissor again, so I lost. So the point doesn't get added to the user. Say for the next time you want to choose scissor, scissor beats paper, so that means the user would win. So then a point gets added to the score. And then you could go on and on and on. I'm going to stop it. Okay, so for my methods that I made on this left panel over here, there's my first method. There's rock for the right hand. There's 1, which is rock for the left hand. There's 2, paper, which is paper for the left hand. And then there's 3, scissor, which is scissor for the left hand. And there's scissor right, which is scissor for the right hand. Paper right, which is paper for the right hand. And world's turn, which is the computer choosing this random number. I'll show you later. So my first method, in the beginning, there's text that says begin, which when you click on it, the opacity goes to 0, so it disappears. And then this whole code right here, it moves the hands up and down 3 times with this loop. It's just like in the game. Then after that, you choose one of the 3 different words at the bottom: rock, paper, scissor. And then if I go to world rock here, right here, all I did for the rock pose for both the left and the right hands is move each of the fingers and like the different joints to make it look like a rock, and then just set the pose. In properties, you would go to left arm and then just capture pose, and see I have the 3 poses: rock, paper, and scissor. And then so every time, all you have to do is just drag this in, and then it says set pose to rock or whatever you did, and the pose is set, and it moves like the fingers and stuff. It's pretty cool. Okay, so that's all I did for this one. That would be for the right hand, actually. World 1 is rock, the rock pose for the left hand. As you see, I made a variable because I had to set it to a value, which is going to be used in this method. Because, well, I'll show you later. I set the left arm pose to the rock, just like I did for the right hand. And I have to set the value, the user choice, which would be in the left arm. I had to set a variable for this because one has to be for the left hand, which is the user, and one has to be for the right hand, the computer. So the user choice equals 1. So I had to make another variable for the rock for the left hand equals 1. So I had to set that value equal to 1, and then I put the variable into this method here. So wherever 1 is in this method, it will do this method. Okay. World 2 paper. This is paper for the left hand. There's a parameter here, which palm, because there's 2 different palms. I just set the pose to the paper, just like I did for the other methods, and I'd set the paper value to 2. So 1 is rock, 2 is paper. So wherever I had to put the variable in here, because I set that value equal to 2. So over here, I had to put the p variable, which would be the paper variable, which is 2. So wherever 2 is in this method, it'll equal this method. The next method is 3 scissor, which is scissors for the left hand. Here, as you see, I made a scissor variable which sets the value equal to 3. There is a parameter for hand. I set the pose to scissors, which is I just manipulated it. I set the duration. I have to set the user choice to 3. So wherever this variable is, which is it set the value equal to 3 in this method, it will do, wherever 3 is, it will do this 3 scissors method. For the next one, scissor right. This is scissors for the right hand. All I did is the exact same thing that I did for the other methods for rock 1, 2, 3. I just like manipulated the fingers and the hands and just created scissors with the right hand, because I have to create 2 different things for like rock for the left hand and rock for the right hand, because they're gonna look different for each. For paper right, it's the exact same thing pretty much as all the other ones. I just set the pose, just has to look different than like the left paper. Okay, so then world's turn. This is for the computer hand. That's all it's for, because this was pretty much the hard part. The user hand was easy because you get to choose, so you could pick either rock, paper, or scissor. So that part was easy. But for this part, I had the computer choice, which I did here. Computer choice. This is whatever the right hand will do. So I had to set that. I'm just gonna put out of that. I'm gonna set that value to equal to a random number, minimum of 1, maximum of 4, because it has to choose from 1 to 3, and it has to be an integer only. So, alright, and I use this code here just for like debugging purposes, because in the beginning there was some problems. Okay, so then the next 3 pieces of code, this one, and this one, I had to set the computer choice equal to 1, and then it would do the right hand rock. Then over here I would set the computer choice equal to 2. If it is 2, then it will do paper for the right hand. And if the computer choice is equal to 3, then it will do world.scissor right. So it would do the right scissor. Okay, so then there's all these possibilities like rock beats scissor, paper beats rock, scissor gets beaten by rock, scissor beats paper, all that. So if the left arm user choice equals 1 and the right arm and the computer choice equals 1, so that means if rock for the left hand equals rock for the right hand, then it'll equal a tie. So the opacity goes from 100%, it comes up to 100%, and then it goes back to 0. So it goes away, so you could play again. And then it goes through that, like, if they're both paper, it's a tie. If it's both scissor, it's a tie. And then, okay, so it says here, if the left arm to user choice equals 1, which would be rock, and the computer choice equals 3, which would be scissor, then the user would win. So it sets opacity to 100, sets opacity to 0, and then the world switch would mean that I created a variable for switch. So whenever there is a winning, the user wins, then there's a scoring. So here is world switch equal to true. So whenever world switch equals true, which is whenever the winning text comes up, you increment the score by 1 and you print the world score. I'll show you that. And the world.switch set value to false, because when it's set true, then it increments it by 1, but you have to always set it back to false, so that every time, like say it was equal to true always, then every single time you either lost one or tied, then it would increment it by 1. So you have to set it to true and then set it back to false. Okay, so back up here. Okay, so this was rock and scissor. So the user would win because rock beats scissor. Then rock equals paper. So then the user would lose because paper beats rock. Then paper and rock. So the user would win because paper beats rock. And then it goes through all those situations. I believe there's 9 of them. Paper and scissor. Scissor beats paper, so you lose. Then scissor and rock, you would lose because scissor loses to rock. Then it would be scissor versus paper, so you would win because scissor always beats paper. And here is the scoring as I explained. The print thing is actually pretty cool because every time you win, there's something that comes up like on the bottom over here that said like score is 1, score is 2, score is 3. Okay, my events. I disabled the do my first method when it actually starts because I want it to do my first method when I click begin, which would be 3D text. And then my first method is the hands going up and down. And then when I click rock 1, I would do world 1, which equals the left hand rock. Because this is all my text at the bottom, so rock, paper, scissors. And then when I click on rock 1, it does rock for the left hand. If I click on paper, then I would do world 2 paper. And then I would have to choose. I chose the palm because it had to be the left hand. This is all for the left hand. All of this is for the left hand. And then I would do the same for scissor. I'm gonna show you again. I'll make it bigger. You click begin. The hands go up and down. And then it's your turn to choose. I'll choose scissor. So scissor and rock, you lose. There's no scoring. Say if you choose paper and scissor, you lose again. I'll choose paper again. Paper and rock, see, now you win. And then you see the scoring on the bottom. So now the score is 1 because you won once. Then rock and scissor, you win again. Should go up by 1 again. And then, say if you choose scissor, you lose. Choose rock. There's a tie, so there's no score. And then, so we lose again, but, so this goes on and on. It was pretty tough, but it's a pretty cool game actually, because it actually works. Okay, so this is my project. Thank you.